Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding on YouTube that matters, I think. I don't know. I don't pay attention to anything else, just what I'm doing. Anyways, in this episode, we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons you're not progressing as a snowboarder. That's right. You've stagnated, you know it, it's time to admit it, so let's look at the top 5 reasons on why you can't get better at snowboarding, and I do mean you. Number 5, you're in piss poor shape. I've said it before and I'll say it again, you're in piss poor shape. I even did a top 5 ways to get yourself in shape before the season, but none of you took the advice on that. You know who you are. Put down that freaking alcoholic Mountain Dew. Come on. It's 9 a.m. You don't need to be drinking that. Put it down. And get yourself in shape. Seriously. If you're in better shape, you'll ride better. If you ride better, you'll progress. I mean, that's just logic. You think I like going to the gym? I hate going to the gym, but it's the only thing that keeps me from stagnating or regressing. Regressing's even worse than not progressing. Oof. Gonna have to do a whole video on that too at some point, I bet. Ugh, you people are the worst. Yeah, you're in bad shape. Get in shape. Consider this shaming. I'm shaming you. I'm shaming you. Number 4, you don't ride enough. I know that there is a litany of excuses on why you don't ride enough, and I understand that not everyone can ride every day. That's fine, I love that. You can't ride every day. That's less people on the hill. I get to ride every day. I'm not bragging. Maybe I am. Okay, that's a flex. Anyways, you're not riding enough. If you ride more, you develop more muscle memory. If you develop more muscle memory, you can push yourself past your tipping point so that you're able to progress. And riding more develops more habits, and more muscle memory makes it easier. So when you go long periods of not riding, you don't have to revert back and relearn things. So you know what? Yeah, okay, maybe your local hill sucks and you're just gonna go travel to the destination resort 1 week a year. Personally, I'd rather go get 30 days at the crappy little resort than friggin' 7 days at some mega resort where you're standing around in line. Think about that. Go ride more. Get that season pass. You know you want to. Number 3, you follow people or ride with people that refuse to progress themselves. So you're basically just in a stagnation plateau and you're surrounding yourself with mediocrity. I get it. It's very comfortable to just ride with people that are at the same level. You ride the same consistent runs. You never push yourself. It's easy to do that. But you should be pushing yourself just a little bit, and following people online that have stagnated and have spent 11 years doing warm-up laps, probably not the people you should be following. You should want to progress yourself, and you should want to push yourself a little bit more. My suggestion, check out Instagram. Find 3 local riders to your local resort, guys that you get hyped on, follow them, and maybe just engage a conversation with them and see if they inspire you so that you'll want to ride better. It's good to have a local role model. It's good to have a pro role model. It's good to just look up to people and talk with people that are better riders than you. I've always surrounded myself with people that are better riders. Most of my friends are semi-pro or pro riders. I suck as a snowboarder, I know it, but you know what? I enjoy riding with them every day that I can because they push me to be better. And that's the same thing that you should be doing. Number 2, you believe that freestyle is the only spot that you can actually progress as a rider, and it's not something you're interested in. There's so many people that are like, oh, I'm just comfortable with what I do because I don't really care to do tricks. Okay, cool, don't do tricks. I'm not sitting here like, oh yeah, you gotta go out and spin 900s and push yourself further. There's so many different ways to progress as a rider. Have you perfected your carving technique? Can you switch carve? Have you gone into the trees? Have you decided to ride steeper terrain switch? Have you decided to ride steeper terrain at faster rates of speed? What are you doing? There's so many different ways to progress outside of freestyle, and it's just one aspect of snowboarding, but so many people get hung up on it that it just allows that stagnation plateau to hit them for their personal progression. You know what? The older you get, the less likely you're going to be able to ride park every single day. I mean, if you look at even pro riders, they start riding bigger lines, they're doing more free riding, stuff like that. Why? Because you can't ride park every day. I mean, I'm almost 40 years old. Getting my ass handed to me in the park every day, not exactly fun. I still have fun when I go in there. There's still stuff that I try. But I keep looking at different ways to progress, whether it's trying different butter variations, just playing around on snow curbs, stuff like that, or it's railing deeper, harder turns on more difficult terrain, or just different types of terrain. Maybe it's riding switch a little bit more. It's, you know, riding more directional boards. There's so many different ways for you to actually progress. So using freestyle as just this hindrance and saying, oh, well, I don't really care about freestyle, so I don't care about progressing. I'm sorry, but you can always make your turns look better. I know this because I've been riding for over 20 years and I still think I have shitty looking turns at times. Honorable mentions, all great options, but just barely didn't make it on this list. You believe buying whatever shiny new marketing bullshit thing will make you a better rider. It's not, because you lack fundamentals. You lack fundamentals because you refuse to progress and push yourself a little bit harder to just master those fundamentals. You got injured once and now you just have that fear that you're gonna get injured again. You got hurt because either you were progressing at too fast a rate or you didn't take a calculated risk. There's nothing wrong with taking risks. You just gotta understand the risk versus reward. And if you wanna progress but you're stymied by the fact that you're like, I'm gonna get injured, you need to address how you got injured in the past or how you could get injured and what steps you need to take so that you do not get injured. I see so many people that friggin' want to run before they can even crawl in snowboarding. It's like, cool, dude, you linked 2 turns and now you want to go to the park and try a 360, or you want to go up to the top of the mountain and do the big line. I don't get it. You don't have the fundamentals for it. So why are you doing that? You're just going to hurt yourself, hinder yourself, and plateau. So you need to get over that fear, but you also need to take that calculated risk to get where you need to be. The final honorable mention, you bought a camp package from some idiot that literally lacks fundamentals, and their version of progression is to do sloppy ass shit. I'm sorry, but sloppy ass shit is still sloppy ass shit. If you half-ass something, and even though you put your whole ass into that half-assing, it's still half-assed. Don't half-ass it. And the #1 reason you are not progressing, you refuse to scare yourself. One of the big things that I say over and over again is that you should scare yourself once a day on your snowboard, whether that's hitting a blind ollie, doing a backside 180 on a jump that you're not totally comfortable with, but you know you've got the 180 locked in, or just riding a line that you've never done before and you're like, I don't know if I should do it or not. Scare yourself once a day on your snowboard. Always scare yourself once a day. That subtle buildup of fear becomes just an embrace of understanding that, hey, I can actually handle this. You understand how to ride different types of terrain, different types of conditions, so that you don't freak out, so that you don't end up side slipping. You can just be like, hey, this is what's up, and I gotta do that. Scare yourself once a day. That is the best advice I can give any of you guys that want to progress at snowboarding. This has been my top 5 reasons you're not progressing at snowboarding. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I forget one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this list. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.